I'm muted. There we go. It's better. Hi, everybody. And we're just gathering and just connecting us into YouTube. And we're good to go. People are still coming on board. There's a lot joining us now and later. And I just want to say a huge, huge thank you to each and every one of us for showing up. This feels really important. I've felt not just the energy building, but the significance building more and more as we've got closer. So I really want to honor this. It's our showing up, each one of us, each moment in our lives that makes the difference, that brings us home. And a reminder that in whatever way we're connecting, we are connecting through the purity and the sacredness of our intent with all who are a pure heart serving divinity. And specifically in this gateway, this 1212 gateway, I just want to name how we are woven in with all of the gatherings, small or large, online or in person, that are absolutely and wholly aligned with the highest evolution and divine intent and expansion of consciousness. So let us begin. Some of you know me, some of you won't. We will be diving into presence, to meditation, to the expanded field through our heart space. And through this field, we're really guided as to what arises, what is released, and what is brought in. And I, again, just want to name, as part of our ceremony, as part of our healing, that we are here as our own self, as our own essence and expression of divinity. We're here as part of this group field. And we are here to serve and assist and intimately interconnected to the collective, to the grids and the bodies of Gaia, to human consciousness and beyond in our multidimensionality. I won't say too much about that if that's a new term for you, but essentially, pardon the pun, we exist across many realms and dimensions. And it is my intention and role to facilitate our being present with as much of our multidimensionality as we have the capacity for and is highest and best to serve our field. We will be bringing through some themes that are up collectively, and they may be themes that you are really touching in your own life or not. Endeavor to stay quiet and centered. If something does touch you or grab you, don't feed the story of however that's playing in your life, and just take it as a pure expression of energy. I wrote a piece about aloneness, about the existential, one of the existential pains at the heart of humanity that touched a number of us. So that's one example that may or may not touch something for you. We will be bringing in a lot of light, a lot of activations. It's happening. It's happening whether we like it or not. but with our fuller yes and presence and deep centered surrender and focus, we can exponentially increase what is possible through us for all. And we will be completing by really ensuring our integration to support our metabolizing of the light that's coming in with as much ease and grace as possible. I just want to say a little about where we are. There's lots of commentators talking about energies and astrology and planetary alignments. I just want to acknowledge this truly feels like the most important point of the year so far. And I am aware that I have said that a number of times because we keep elevating, we keep expanding. 1212 is always particularly close to my heart as a gateway of the feminine divine, feminine Christ consciousness. We're about to go into the eclipse in 2 days, and then we have a week until solstice. And there's lots of speculation about solstice. And then through into the beginning of January. Enough to say that this is massive. Is understatement. But the point that I want to make here today is about our human tendency to grasp to knowing. Okay, there's a beauty in knowledge. There's a beauty in learning. We have aeons of wisdom traditions that have explored ways to understand life and the world and the cosmos, and we continue to do that, and we'll continue to evolve our methods for this and our knowing, our knowledge. And fundamentally, we exist in this 0 point of this dance with the mystery, with the not knowing, with the now, with the infinite and unbounded, which is what we are. So I want to acknowledge what we know, and I really want to call us into the humility and the power of our not knowing, of our unlimited nature, which is terrifying, can be terrifying to the small one, to the human one. So we are building a container of deep safety and love to allow us to open our hearts, our minds, and our beings. Okay, so I will weave in and out with words and silence as we go, sometimes with sound, sometimes with light language. We will let ourselves be taken into the infinite to be vessels, channels, and transmitters of the incredible divine light and love that is flooding us all. Okay, so let's take 3 or 4 deep breaths together. We are breathing together. Each body, wherever we are on the planet, coming into a unified field. Our intent is simple: to support the evolution of consciousness, to anchor light, to be the pure, wide, vast, fierce love that we are. And this love holds everything. So, as a foundation for our gathering and our prayer together, is that whatever moves has permission to move through the sanctity of this space. Tears, release of any kind, bliss, joy, despair, nothingness, everything. So through the breath, be attentive to your body, first of all. Our body is our gateway to the infinite that we are and that we will return to. It's the gateway for this whole dance of formless and form coming together. So be attentive to your body, letting awareness fill it. And attention may firstly be drawn to the sensation, particularly if there's any discomfort or pain. If there's something that can be done with these to relieve any discomfort or pain, take those small actions now. Optimally, your spine is straight, although you are also welcome to lie down. And if you fall into sleep on this occasion, that's just fine. Good. Be aware of the skull, the brain, and all that is contained in the neural space, resting on top of the spine, connected through the spinal cord. And we might want to take a breath from the very tip of the spinal cord all the way up into the brain, aligning, connecting, and back down again. And we're going to come out the base of the spine and create or visualize a really strong rooting, a really strong grounding root. In whatever way that shows for you, I see a really broad beginning through the sacrum and thick roots going down, 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 down through the whole of Gaia into her Christed core, to her heart space. So all of our rootings are anchored and supported in Gaia. As breath happens, as life happens. And coming through our central channel, we open the higher centers, causal, stellar gateway, and above. And we begin to gently open to the highest levels of source. And we invite from source the pouring down of the platinum net through the field of the sacred space. We can invite this platinum net through the whole of humanity. And we call the archangelic realms to stand in circle around us and around this planet. And I invoke all of our highest teams of light, our highest aspects, our master teachers and guides, to stand with us, to speak with us, to guide and support. In a moment, I'm going to bring in an invocation to Divine Mother before we move deeper into presence. And I'm just moved to also invoke the violet flame through our heart space, through our personal heart space. There's so much releasing happening. And this is a grace. Our mastery is not to get stuck, not to cling. So we invoke the violet flame through our heart space. Anywhere else you're guided, always take these words just as pointers. Trust your experience, trust your unique keys and place in this circle of expansion in which we're all co-creators. Beautiful. And I'm going to invite the violet flame into the center of the space. Matuisha I am a ko utetera ma ukai me in te tera tara ma uteka a uite. Mena tara a ka a tie me uitera ma a ka a tie me u. The invocation to Divine Mother. I call forth a blessing and activation of divine love from the cosmic Divine Mother. I call you to enter my heart and rebirth the paradise vibration of heaven on earth in perfect divine balance of loving power and the power of love. I call forth all sacred light encodements and transmissions from your exalted and blessed heart to anchor divine love into my own and into that of everyone that I touch. Empty your heart containing the clear light of the divine into my heart. And let us join heart to heart in the embrace that we long for. Let me feel myself a river with the ocean of love pouring into me so that I may fill the hearts of others with the pure joy and ecstasy of the feminine divine. I call forth the baptism of the Holy Spirit. I call for your open heart energies to heal all illusions of separation. I open to receive your eternal love and light so that I may know and adore the divine within me, through me, and always. And may we feel the true union of masculine and feminine divine in balance within and without. Let this unity with your beingness. Raise the love that flows through and help us to see with the eyes and truth of the Sacred Heart, and to love from here. Beloved Divine Mother, let me be a cosmic being here for your presence upon the earth, calling all life to remember, to know, and to embody the truth of the One. And so be it. So our cells know, our cells communicate in the silence, and they are beginning to relax, to open. Our hearts are opening through our shared invitation, through this field of our shared witnessing. All of the beings, all of the love and light that is holding us, is allowing this profound letting go so that we may simply serve, release, and be as that which we have always been. So the DNA is literally changing. The cellular structures are literally changing. We don't direct this with the human mind. Our higher selves are here now, directing, taking the lead. And even with the higher self, there is a bowing and surrendering into that which is undifferentiated, unnameable, unbounded. It's a falling and a rising simultaneously. The whole play of what it is to take on a human body, a human suit, as creation, as all. The whole play is filled with paradox. Every concept that comes is just an invitation to let it go into more and nothing, both. Oneness is a word that can be attached to thought or experience or feeling. We move through this also. We move through the illusion of bodies, identities, all the physical structures that surround where awareness is sitting in this moment. Sound is being heard through the mechanism of ear, and brain. Light is penetrating through the expansion of our consciousness, through the opening of the physical cells and the alignment of heart space. This is where we are called to now. And always, always, there is no where to get to, nowhere to reach for. It's another illusion about our own brokenness or what needs to change. There is perfection at the core of everything. Let's rest in this. Let's bathe in this. This is the medicine. This is the rebalancing for every movie that's playing out in our perception on a small or large scale. Here now. It's the gateway to what is true. And with each dying and flying, we'll encounter what feels like an edge. It may be super subtle, it may be intense. And it's like literally like a wave washing on the shore of our humanity. We meet an edge of what has been stored in our attachment to identity, in the emotional residue and memory banks, and in the deep, deep programming that every one of us carries in a variety of ways. These edges are the beauty, not a problem. This is the lovemaking. This is the lovemaking of love, source, whatever naming sits with you, to come deeper and deeper and deeper into this human experience. And as each being plays here, makes love with the beloved, as each being is here, it is universal law that there is a shift in all, a movement, an expansion, a deepening. So we are always serving the wholeness. So in this container of our presence and love, we are supporting and aiding each as one unique expression to expand, to embody, to realize and know all the way more and more love. And all who are not yet consciously realizing or just beginning to open, they too are washed with these waves. Every one of us is a gatekeeper. Every one of us is a beacon. Every one of us is a master. And every one of us is a child. There's no better or worse. So I want to move into opening again, or more fully a space for anything that's rising in the field. To simply be witness, deeper than witnessing. It can be through naming and seeing, and it's more than this. These may be pieces that resonate in your seeing or not. Don't leave yourself for any story. Keep coming back. This is everything. Grief is a huge theme. I'm just going to stay with the purity of the energy. I'm not going to give it a story. It has millions of faces, personal and universal. We simply bow to this gateway, acknowledge His presence as divinity, not separate from divinity. It's pure beauty. Tony taka ara mai nei tō ikia me kia ta akia. Nirama a aka ienete. Anger, rage, fury, frustration. Same. Here. Free. Relax the body. Let any tensing just soften. Confusion. Helplessness. Fear. Contraction and rigidity, holding on in vast change and uncertainty. We look in quietness. Let go of story. Soften as best you can. You can draw on the breath, literally, to support the surrender, the allowing. If it becomes really strong through your system, just deepen the breath and always be free in any movement that wants to come to support the shift. We are always in shift. Aloneness. All of the fears and programming around death. The illusions around death. The belief in separation that is hardwired into our cultural conditioning. Seeking and striving, moving away from our authentic being. Just seeing, allowing, and in this space of divine presence, healing happens, healing being wholeness, not this and this, allness, everything and nothing. And in these times, we are again and again Okay, so my internet just dropped. I'm back now, and hopefully you're still all with me. Yes, we'll continue. How interesting. Okay. And if everybody just can be muted. Okay. So we have some people unmuted. I don't have time to go through everybody. Please mute yourself and we'll continue. Thank you. So let's just take a moment. We send to reclaim the field. Reclaim the field. Okay. This is the what a perfect illustration of the dance of all of this. Okay, we're going to be pulled off. Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. We may wobble, we may stumble, we may fall, we may rise. And you know what? We are still here in all of it. We're changing, and this is inevitable. The good news and the bad news. It's the good news for our hearts and souls because it's what we came here for. And it's only bad news for the one that thinks it knows who we are, for the ego. And it's not even bad news for the ego, it's just that it's going to change its relationship into what it's really meant for, in service of love. Let's breathe together again. Let's breathe deeper. Let's love deeper. Okay, let's expand more. Let's expand more. Every time that we open and we meet deeper and deeper what is in the field, in our own hearts and in the collective, we expand. You know this. We break through. We break through into just tasting it, even still just a fraction, the tiniest fraction of what we are, just indescribable. And this is the passion in our prayer in every heart, to touch that remembrance in every being. The flame is alive in every being, claiming ourselves is our power. And then we touch each other and we truly walk each other home. Let's breathe deeper. Let's love deeper. And yeah, when we breathe deeper, we feel more, because we're in these bodies. Because we've lived for eons and we have known so much. What is here? What is here in and through everything? Know it. Okay, let these cells respond. The innate wisdom of these bodies is towards balance. The body is also divine. So in partnership, we communicate with the cells and with the DNA, loving them, supporting them, to hold more light, to hold more truth, not all of the distortions that we have been fed and we continue to be exposed to, but to rediscover deep authenticity of our being and of the love that we are. So there's literally space being known in the cellular structures as they change. And it can feel like pain, it can feel like contraction as we're in this process. A lot of us are going through all kinds of, call it ascension symptoms, because we're growing pains. Okay, so just supporting these shifts in our physical fields. And remembering the beauty, whatever it feels like, acknowledging the experience, anchoring deeper, being here for ourselves, for each other. Okay, I'm just going to bring in one more strand, one more channel of light codes. Well, there's lots more coming in, but there's just going to really be vocal for this one that's coming through our circle. And everything comes through the bodies, through our energetic fields, into the grids of Gaia, into the Christed grids, the crystalline grids. Okay. Okay, and the new highest source grids that are being constructed through and around Gaia in this now of planetary evolution, of cosmic evolution, just as we are all surrogates for the greater, for humanity. This planet is a pinpoint of cosmic evolution and of Source itself playing always in a dance of love. Okay, grounded, whole, complete, true, and ever evolving. We are this. Okay, let's just take a moment to check in with your heart, to check in with yourself as love, to gift your being anything that it calls for in this moment. An energetic embrace, a soothing, a recognition, a celebration, a deeper grounding, a resting. And as we are complete in this now, in this space, we also continue. We very much continue. We will go onwards, we will go upwards, we will go deeper. Just keep remembering, keep returning, and call in the support of thisness, of what we are in any moment. Call on our own infinite mastery and capacity as divinity, as divine love. I wrap the space in each one of us in a blanket of the most gorgeous, glorious, pure white light. We ground through this earth with gratitude for all that she gives us and all that she holds. May we bow at the feet of life. I bow to your heart. I bow to your light. We are this together in the remembrance and the dance, and I am so moved and so grateful by your presence, by our presence. Let's keep showing up. Infinite blessings, infinite blessings.